13 rounds has come by, and we're down to just one final race here for the IWTR World Series Season 3. It is Brazilian Grand Prix here in 2022. It is round 14 of the championship, the final round, the season finale of this Season 3. As we see here, the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache, or the Interlagos circuit, hosted Formula 1 Grand Prix since 1973. And it will also play host to the second consecutive season for the finale of the IWTR World Series as well. This track has many rich history of itself. As you see here, located at Sao Paulo, Brazil, it is a 4.309 km circuit, also 2.677 miles, 15 corners, 10 to the left and 5 to the right. The track opened in 1940, and with F1 came here in 1972, that was a non-championship round. An official Brazilian Grand Prix came in 1973 to 1997. Then again in 1979 to 1980, then another stint in 1990 and through 2019, and then until the COVID-19 pandemic broke out, and it came back in 2021 with the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Previous winners, it is the Sepp in the Williams F1 team back in Season 2. Would he be able to replicate that performance once again on this track? And hello everyone, once again here at the Interlagos circuit. I'm your host and your commentator Pauser here, as today it is the final time that we will meet each other in Season 3 here for the IWTR World Series. It is the most probably one of the closest battle fights that we have seen in the last 3 seasons, even though we have maybe even more closer fights back in Season 1 and Season 2. But now we're just down with 3 contenders vowing for the title fight. But we also have 3 constructors also trying to fight for the Constructors' Championship as well. Well, without further ado, let's have a look for the championship update for the Drivers and the Constructors' Championship. So starting off with the Drivers' Championship, it is Mitch Johnson still in the lead with 133 points, which is 9 points in front of Sorry Pedrojan, and 18 points in front of Seth Plebs. As we see here in the top 3, it's just really close. It was a really tight battle in the top 3 of the championship. As we see, Akati Bavona, Prem Bilge, Panos Galizas and Tin Eisen have all been knocked out of the championship hunt. Living Basali as well. Simon Witt also dropping back to 9th place in the driver standings. Luca Farina and then also the Jafari Blackwood didn't score any points in the last race, so he's still staying in 12th place. But then you see on the back, and then you see Seren Kaya move up to 16th place. Also Dylan Hope and Slatko Drobozajevic also in the mainstay. He's scoring his first points in IWTR history, which that means it is a 8th place finish, even though he scored 4 points for the team in last race at Canadian Grand Prix. In the Brazilian Grand Prix, this will be just down to the wire. Now moving on to the Constructors' Championship, this is also another tight one for the top 3. As you can see, Sauber, Red Bull and Honda, actually McLaren Honda, sorry, separated by 15 points and 30 points respectively. Sauber is the leading team, of course, and then Red Bull had a pretty fast weekend for them at the Canadian Grand Prix, only scored 3 points. But while the Saubers, they score a podium finish, the 2nd place finish from Mitch Johnson. Only them that has scored the points there, but that means they have 15 points trailing behind them. So, and also McLaren Honda, they score big points for them that stay still in the championship hunt, 30 points. I mean, the highest amount of points that you can score in one race is 43 points for the team, which that means they still have a chance. But obviously those 3 teams were not holding back. Scuderia Ferrari in 4th place. They did score well They score some points, but the only hope for them is the Drivers' Championship from Azerbaijan. And you see also Toro Rosso, and then Force India they also have a little bit of slumped back at last race at Canadian Grand Prix at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Well, while Toro Rosso didn't score any points, Force India they actually scored 6 points for the team, 6 points for them, and Lotus actually catching up a little bit, 118 points. And I mean, for the midfield pack, it is quite tight. But then you can see on the back markers, Manor and then Mercedes and then Williams, they're really close to each other. That's only like 5 points deficit between each other. And Manor is the leading man, but obviously you don't want to underestimate Mercedes. Now they change the car chassis for both of their drivers, Sedan Kaya and Adia Backus. This seems to be on the form of taking it back to scoring points usually. For Williams, they obviously need some miracle to get back up to not be the last team on the Constructors' Championship standings. But yeah, a lot of story has been unfolded. A lot of stories has been absolutely insane. And here it goes now for the championship criteria for the season 3, as you see right here. Mitch Johnson, for Mitch Johnson's cases, well, he has to finish at least seconds to be safe. If he finished 3rd or 4th or 5th, then Azerbaijan he has to score 2nd or lower. And then in the next one, if he finished 6th or 7th, Azerbaijan had to score 3rd or lower, and Sephlep 2nd or lower. But if he scores no points at all, he has to hope that the rest of the contenders, which is Azerbaijan and Sephlep, will not score in the top 5, which honestly it's really a likely situation, because Mitch Johnson will start in a couple of rows back from the rest of the 2 contenders, which that means this will be a tough one for him, so we just hope for him for the best for Mitch Johnson. Azerbaijan case, meanwhile, he at least need a win with Mitch Johnson in 3rd or below, and if he finished 2nd, Mitch Johnson has to score 6th or below. If he scores 3rd, then Mitch Johnson has to score 8th or lower. And for Seplep's case, it's obviously that he is the furthest away from anyone in the pack, which that means he needs a win with Mitch Johnson in 7th, or Azerbaijan finished 3rd or below as well, plus with both not finishing in the top 10. Now moving on to the news. The news broke already that it's already been announced a couple of months back. The formula, with all the votes that you came in the Discord channel and the Discord server, that means we will have a junior tier series for the IWTR for the first time in 3 seasons, and we'll see what will happen to them. Not only for the top teams that they would have more drivers to have a little bit of speculation on, but also with those drivers who wanted to go up, and we have obviously more drivers in the IWTR series. So we'll see what will that plays out, but obviously from the Discord server it will be a Formula 3 / GP3 series will be coming up in the next season on season 4. So we'll see what happens, and just wait and hope to see that it's going to be a good one. Now without further ado, everybody, let's have a look at the starting grid and a formation lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And you can see every fans are packed. You can see every grandstands, every side stands are packed with spectators who will come to see the finale, the Titanic finale with 3 drivers, 3 teams competing for championships. We'll see what happens. Now the cars line up and going out the grid. Let's have a look. Starting grid for today's race. Sepleps, one of the championship contenders, lines up pole position today, and he will start alongside Jafari Blackwood, who just lighting up on fire for the rookie who replaced Alexei. A new two new drivers who come to replace Alexei and Charles Buckers, and Jafari Blackwood is one of them. Sorry Petrosian will lines up 3rd place. This is really good for this championship hunts. Alongside him is Panos Glazos in the Lotus team. Tina Harrison will lines up 5th place for the McLaren Honda. Really good starting spot there for both of the McLaren drivers. For the constructors, Prem Pilch will lines up 6th place for the Sauber team. They definitely need some good points to get a constructor win. But also with Prem Pilch also needs to help his teammate Mitch Johnson, who will start way back on the field. We'll have to wait and see what will happen there. Flondra Wilson and Zlatko Drobozaujevic will lines up 7th and 8th in row 4. Row 5, Noah Tomella and Adia Bakas lines up in row 5. Luca Farina and Simon Witt, Toro Rosso rows in row 6. Row 7, Matthew Falcon and Dylan Hope lines up 13 and 14. Libby Basalek and Mitch Johnson, the championship leader, is drowned in 16th place. Walter Wagner and Henry Jabrow lines up in 18th. And what on earth is going on with Seth Kaya, who will start 19th today, and then Agati Bivona, who lines up in last place. But Seth Kaya is stopped on track. I have never seen any car. I mean, I've seen it in real life where sometimes the car just broke down in in the formation lap, but this one is how much drama would this race create? I have no freaking clue. But how will this race end? I have no idea at all. We'll see there. Seth and Kaya jumped on the back over there. It stops on track. I don't know what on earth happened to him. Probably has a few issues there. But Seth and Kaya, the Lux has been drowned, and let's see what happens here. 28 laps, the final race of the IWTR World Series Season 3. It's 5 lights, and we're underway here at Interlagos. It is a quite slow start, and then Seth and Kaya there running low on ran out of fuel on a formation lap. That's really odd situation going on here. But here comes Jafari Blackwood going down the inside of Center Estes, now taking the lead into turn 3. And now Panos Glazos looks on for a move here on Sepp Plebs. There's Prem Pilch looks on a move on the inside of Petrosian. They really need to collide. Petrosian goes on really wide there into turn 4 into Asilio Del Lago. Down to 7th place. Oh, that's such a terrible start there for Petrosian. Looks as though he might have enough, but he isn't. And there it is, Sepp Plebs in 2nd place, dropping back. Jafari Blackwood is on the roll here. Plebs in 2nd, Glazos in 3rd, Prem Pilch in 4th, Anderson in 5th, then Drobozaujevic in 6th. Petrosian dropped back to 7th place after that move, and I think he might be under attack there, but Tomella down the inside, and Jungsao trying to overtake Flondra Wilson. He's up into 8th place momentarily, but could he secure the move? Yes, he does. Wilson's not giving up just yet, but then you could see there Simon Fitz slicing his way through into 9th place, and he's probably going to take another one in this corner into the center as he goes. Simon Witt, how is he managed to go for it? And I think he might close the gap enough. No, still not enough. Tomella still alongside him into third 3. They're still side by side, and Adia back is dropping back one position in 11th place, and Witt down the inside. Tomella now, what is he going to happen? He lost a little bit of control, and he's dropping back to 9th place, and that might give a little bit of handy to Wilson. Wilson trying to dive down the inside on this turn 6. Oh, it's going to be really close. She tried to go for it, but I think she might not capitalize it, and then it goes into turn 9. It's still really close. It's still side by side. There you see the Mercedes of Atia Bagas now coming to play. Ooh, still not enough, and it's still back on a single formation lap. Goodness me, that was a big start. Okay, now I have to kill this. Oh, Luca Farina What on earth happened to him? I think he might got a damage on his car. We don't know, but I have to kill this medical car first. Oh, that would do. Okay, let's see what happens with Luca Farina. I think he might got the damage from the first lap, I believe. Yep. I think that is the. I think that's the damage from the first lap. Yes, it is. We lost the front wing. Well, we're gonna have a lot. We're gonna do a lot of rewinds, but we'll skip through this part, I guess. Well, obviously, we're gonna skip the scrolling part here. But look and see what happens there. Here is the part. We're gonna see what happens to him. I think it's it's at the turn 1. So that was him hitting. I think that was Noah Tormella. Yeah, just have no rooms at all. And there you see Tormella. I mean, you see there Farina just nowhere to go. Lost his front wing and he's now back at last. But Sedenkaya, the most weirdest retirements that I ever seen at IWTR. He just drowned it. He just literally just has some electrical issue or maybe the fuel issue on his car. We just have no idea what on earth happened to him. But now back at the front though, Jafari Blackwood leads, Sepp Plebs in second place, Panos Glazos in third, and Tim Anderson in fourth, Premier Pilch in fifth. They're both up one position from the starting spot, but Pedro Jean not looking the best for him. He's right behind Drobo Zarjevic. He might have enough gap to go for it. He's now about 5/10 of a second goes here. But you see there, I think Jafari Blackwood, he's just leading away. He just doesn't care anyone. He's just on a roll here. I mean, Sepp Plebs in second place as well. But I mean, Jafari Blackwood, he might lead in this these laps, but if he were to mess up on the pit stops, well, that's going to hurt him a lot as well. See a little bit of ding-dong battle here for 4th place. Tina Anderson and Premier Pilch, they both battle each other. I mean, for McLaren, they're obviously fighting for the Constructors' Championship as well. But since, yeah, Jafari Blackwood, you see Sepp Plebs, if he stays in this position, he's still not going to win the title though. He's going to be tied with Mitch Johnson. Which that means that would need a tiebreaker, which the tiebreaker is who had the most wins. Mitch Johnson had 3, Sepp Plebs only had 1. Well, I mean, Mitch Johnson's still gonna walk away with a title, but Sepp Plebs has to do something, man. He has to do something to make his title chances alive still. But you could see it's not really helping that much for him because look at Jafari Blackwood just stretching the gaps away to 2 seconds gapped. I don't know if he could catch up. Maybe Jafari Blackwood might make some mistakes. We don't know. We don't have any speculations at this point. But here goes Panos Glazos just right behind us. Sepp Plebs now down into turn 50. And you see Tin Anderson just right behind those two guys. Here he goes, Panos Glazos. He might make a move down the inside into the center assist. Now he goes down the inside. What's gonna happen? I mean, did he clear the move? Yes, he does. And that's lost a lot of momentum for Sepp Plebs, and you can see Tina Anderson now down the inside. What is going to happen now? Anderson looks on the inside, but then Sepp Plebs might come back on Glazos down the inside into the Decilio Delago. Makes a little bit of contact, and Anderson still back up in 3rd place. Now he's right behind Sepp Plebs. Plebs has to defend on the outside into the turn 6. Turn 6 now into turn 7, and ooh, it's really close. Sepp Plebs, it still has the inside lane advantage. You can see now, and I think Tin Anderson already clears a move done. There he goes. It's now a McLaren 1-2. It's a McLaren 1-2. And here it goes. Oh, Pedro Jean also overtakes Drobo Zarjevic. We just scroll back on time there. Here he goes. Pedro Jean down the inside on turn 6. Yeah, very dicey move, really close to get a crash, but still prevails up into 6th place. Sorry, Pedro Jean. It's looking good for him. It's looking good for him. But you can see that Mitch Johnson can't even make up any grounds. He's still making up grounds a little bit. Just 3 positions up. But he's still nowhere in the point position at all. Here he goes now, sorry, Petrojan. He's just really close on Prem Pilch now. He's trying to go around the outside into turn 15. What's going to happen here? And still not enough. Petrojan has to still stay right behind him. I think he's going to switch back on the inside. Now, Pilch makes contact with Glazos, but Petrojan up into 5th place. And now he's now in the spot that he could potentially win the championship. He's now in 5th place, but he has to watch out for Prem Pilch as well if he's going to try to overtake him again. And you can see now that means Sepp Plebs, he will get 18 points, and then Petrojan only gets 10 points. But that means Petrojan would win the championship by 1 point, but now it's not going to be enough. Prem Pilch trying to go down the inside once again on Petrojan. Petrojan's trying to hold on to it on the outside, now into turn 8. What's going to happen there? And he has the inside lane advantage. Prem Pilch couldn't be able to capitalize on the move. They're still alongside each other, and Prem Pilch finally capitalized on the move and now back onto 5th place with Petrojan. He's not letting this getting away from him again. There he goes now into Jung Sao, and oh my goodness me, and that's a lot of gap to catch up there. 0.8 of a second. Now it's now 0.9 of a second for Petrojan. Gonna be tough, a little bit tough for him. And here goes Tim Anderson, 1-2 with his teammate. And here he goes, Durable Zarjevic. He's gonna try to dive down the inside, but I think Petrojan blocks it. He obviously blocks it because he wants to try to catch up on Prem Pilch and not battling with the other guys. He needs that 5th place. If he stays like this, he would have 1 point less than Mitch Johnson. He needs to get by Prem Pilch as fast as he could. But there he goes, into lap 7 now. Blackwood and Anderson, they both just controlling the race there for both of the McLaren Hondas. If they would score a win today, well, it is just absolutely humongous there. But Sepp Plebs dropped back to 3rd now. Not looking good for his title chances. Same goes with Petrojan. But Pilch is the key man for the Mitch Johnson's cases, but still, he needs to catch up. He absolutely needs everything that he could to catch up to the Sauber driver. But you see the Jafari Blackwood, 4 seconds gap between him and his teammate Tim Anderson. Just controlling the race there for the McLaren Honda drivers. Paz Glazos, fastest lap time 1:16.292. And now it's going to be even worse for the scenario here for Petrojan. Petrojan trying to defend on the outside, around the outside. They're trying to defend on Drobo Sarjevic, who looks on the inside. He doesn't care about the championship because he just came into the sport. But I think he's going to try to go down the inside once again into this the city of the night. Go! Petrojan lobs, and he just about to be alongside Simon Witt, and I think he's probably gonna go in on the inside of this corner. Yes, back into 7th place. No, maybe not. Witt going around the outside, and I think he has the inside lane advantage going to turn 9. But I think Petrojan clears the move on. Yes, but oh, the situation is getting a little worse here for the championship contenders. The prancing horse, could he prevail from all the odds that he have? Because the pit stop cycle is coming in soon, so he might have to plan that strategy with the strategists in his team. Quite a bit there, but here goes Blackwood starting the 9th lap of the race. Tim Anderson in 2nd place. Sepp Plebs starting on pole, did not look so good for him. Prem Pilch fastest lap timed 1:16.247. Then Drobo Zarjevic in 6th place. Overtaking a title contender. Is this going to be the situation same to Vitaly Petrov, who, you know, hold up Fernando Alonso and making him lost the title in 2010 back at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix? I hope that wouldn't be the situation though, but it seems like it might have. It might have turned the tides away from Drobo Zarjevic, but Jevic is a little bit slowing down quite a little bit, going through the corners, and you can see that that's allowed Azerbaijan to close up just a little bit, bit by bit. But you can see that the gap is stretching out once again. It's now back out to about a second now. Him and you could see, but you could see that the dirty air that's creating, it's also worse for these drivers. Here goes Tin Anderson into the pit lane. Past Glazos assists another fast lap time, 1:16.242. It's just really close here for the championship hunt, and I think it was Diabak is gonna go into the pit lane this lap. Living Basalik sets a faster lap time this time around, 1:16.086. Also at 13th now. Mitch Johnson dropping back to 14th. What on earth is going on with the Sauber driver? And then a little brown. We might have a look on the inside of Cecilia de Lago on a Diabakis, but it looks like he just lost a lot more time there into that corner. You see Backus into the pit lane this lap, into the pits this lap. Same with Tin Anderson going undercut. Maybe he's gonna try to undercut his teammate, or maybe just undercut Sepp Plebs to stay in front of him. But obviously Sepp Plebs has a decent pace in this track. We'll see what happens here. Here he goes, Jafari Blackwood into the pit lane. And here goes Tin Anderson into the pit lane. Sepp Plebs in third place. Now takes back to P2. Might not have been held up that as much, and looks like he's gonna stay out for another lap. Going bold here. If it would have worked for him. And you see there, some of the drivers not even pitting. He's following. Oh, contact there, Wilson. Now round the outside into turn 3 on Tuamela. I think she might have made the move done. She would have done the move there, but you can see Mitch Johnson not even ran out of fuel yet. Same with Wagner. Oh, contact there, Wilson and Tuamela. Tuamela still hangs on in 8th place, but he's going to the pits anyway. But he has to defend his position. Blackwood, meanwhile, he's not even pitting at all. He's just going on quite a while there. Glaze, oh, almost hitting the grass there. Going really wide there. Same with Pilch. And now he goes on Simon Witt, now going down the inside on Petrosyan. Petrosyan has to pit this lap. And Witt's just going to take the advantage of it now, up into 6th place. Petrosyan, though, if he would have won this championship, he would become the first Armenian driver to ever win the IWTR championship. There he goes, Azerbaijan into the pit lane. Jafari Blackwood, meanwhile, in first place, still there. Plebs as well. I don't know what's going to be going on there. Simon Witt not even pitting. Same with Wilson and Wagner and Johnson and Falcon. Not even pitting until this lap. And there you see Glazos just coming out of the pit lane. And there you see Henry Jack Brown not even pitting yet. But there you see Tin Anderson. And I think Glazos probably doesn't come out in time on Tin Anderson. Yep, Anderson stays there. In 9th place, Glazos coming out there. Prem Pilch there. Drobozarchev is there. Azerbaijan, a little bit worse position for him, but he's hoping for the best and trying to move up position into 5th place. There we go, Sepp Plebs. He has to overtake Jafari Blackwood in the pits. But I don't know if he could, though. But here he goes. Pit stop cycle begins for the rest of the field in front. Here he comes. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit of held up there for Sepp Plebs. Big held up. Oh, that's a lot of held up there. There you see Jafari Blackwood now just coming out of the pit lane. And there you see his teammate. Oh, that's Glazos. Oh, there you see the Tin Anderson, that is him. And Blackwood just coming out of the pit lane, and they still gonna get a 1-2. And Glazer's now up one position, Pilch now up into 4th, and Sepp Plebs in 5th place. Well, this is even worse situation for both these guys, which that means Mitch Johnson now up to 13th place, but now he's gonna be under attack now. Levi Pasalic down the inside. Mitch Johnson, I think he might lost control. He stays intact, and Pasalic up into 13th. And Johnson, he might try to go for it again. No, his tires are still cold though. Now it's Petrosyan now has to find some way or another to try to overtake these guys. So Blackwood in P1, Zenaris in 2nd place. Glazer's in 3rd, so Prima Pilch in 4th. Well, that's gonna help him a lot. If he stays like this, if he scores 4th, that means, well. And then Plebs only scoring 10 points, which that is not an easy situation there. And here goes now Petrosyan, looks on the inside on Fit. He's trying to find a room on Simon Vitz on Zenaris. Wasn't quite enough, and he has to follow him once again through this long turn 3. Looks like, yeah, he's not going to make any moves on this lap, I think. Mitch Johnson still in 14th place, but he's over there. He's just there. He's still staying there. Well, that means it's the only man that could realistically challenge for the title is Petrosyan, to be honest. But will they split the strategy up in the 2nd round? We don't even know, but here comes Tin Harrison now closing on his teammates, 1.8 second gap. So back down to 2.1 seconds. So back to about 2 seconds there. But there you see there, Sepp Plebs not happy yet, and now we're just about past the halfway through the race. Petrosyan wasn't be able to overtake him in the last lap, so that means he would just try and stay on his slipstream of the other guys. But you know, it's quite a difficult track to, I mean, if you're brave enough in turn 1, you could go for it, but still he doesn't want to mess his car up and worry about finishing it later on. So now you could see there both of the McLarens. Actually, Tin Harrison may close up on his teammate Jafari Blackwood for a bit. There you see there Anderson in 2nd place, Glazos in 3rd, Bremen Pilch in 4th, Sepp Plebs in 5th, Drubo Zarjevic in 6th place. Petrosyan in 8th place. Simon Witt in 7th place, still holding on there in 7th. Even though he's up 5 position, even though he's up 5 positions from his starting spot in 12th. And then Akati Bavona starting last, now up into 16th. He couldn't help the team that much, to be honest. But he still stayed right there, just literally hoping that anything happens in front of them. Could be a fuel mileage problem, could be something else, but we'll see what about it. You'll see now Blackwood in 1st place, Anderson. Oh, a big slide. And you'll see Prem Pilch in 4th. Simon in 7th place, Petrosyan in 8th. And then Tuamela still stay within his starting spot in 9th. And Flanger Wilson is now just up in the points there. Diabak is at 11th, just outside of the points of Walter Wagner in 12th. Leaving Basalek in 13th place, still trying to find a way to catch up to the front guys, but it is looks quite tough. But there he goes now, Florence Wilson. She might have a gap to go for it. No, she wasn't be able to. She still stays in 10th place, but she's gonna try to find that gap in the next couple of corners. But she's gonna slow a bit. Got a little bit slow on the turn 3 now into turn 4. So you see there is Glazers staying right there. Let's go on board with him. See on board with his on the rear side of the Lotus. You see there the Prem Pilch a little bit catching up. He's playing a little bit of catch-up game now. Since now Glazer's probably a little bit more conservative with the tires. You know, the tire wears in Brazil are pretty high, to be honest, with the weather being like this. You see there just absolutely just trying to go for it, and you see there Coach is not far away. He's 9/10 of a gap now. It's going to be down to about 8/10 of a gap now. I think he's going to close up 7/10 of a gap. The cars are pretty hard to follow, especially with this iteration. You can see there the aerodynamics it's just cut through, and that's going to give a lot of dirty air to the drivers behind. It's going to be pretty hard to overtake for Prem and Pilch, unless if you close up very closely. That's a problem there, but here it goes. Let's have a look on board with Petrojan, 7th right now. He's gained some positions from Simon Vitt. And then, yeah, he actually closing up on Drobul Zarjevic after all. Might have some good gaps to go for it. We'll see here what will happen to him. Here he goes, Zurgajat had a pretty good stint. Maybe coming up a little bit late, but I hopefully think that maybe Petrojan could win the championship after all. But we'll see what happens here. Here we go. It's closing up with Drobul Zarjevic. It's about 8/10 of a gap. Let's have a look on board with him in the Scuderia Ferrari driver. Oh, you can see Drobul Zarjevic struggling a lot with the tyre. You can see that he's just sliding off the corner in the first turn in center races. You see now Petrojan just eyeing up his opponent. Just wait until the time came right. We're probably gonna have an overtake on the bit of Drobul Zarjevic there. So, make a lot of curves. Take on all the curves there for Petrojan, but it's actually closing up. It's actually closing up for him. We're just gonna have to wait and see how. Oh, big slide off to that corner into turn 12, and now to the June Sound turn 13 to 14 now. I think he just might have enough gap. He just tried to clear off as many opponents as he can. Here he goes now. He's just closing up. He's closing up. He's eyeing on Drobul Zarjevic now. He's gonna try to go for it down inside into the center races. Now into turn 1, turn 2. It's just really dicey there, and Petrojan makes it through into P6. And now the only opponents left that is Seth and Seth Plebs in front of him. If he would overtake him and have enough good stops, he might win the championship after all for the Drivers' Championship. But definitely, I think for the constructors, it could just go to McLaren now that are leading 1-2, but you could see Blackwood slowing down quite a bit. That might give a chance to Tin Anderson to maybe even close up even more now. But Petrojan just hoping that his tires wouldn't give up on him now, so that he could catch up on to Seth Plebs. We'll see. He's just only one position away to taking the championship away from Mitch Johnson, who is down in 14th now. That's not... That is really concerning for Mitch Johnson there, for the Australian fans as well, who were trying to follow and cheer on him. And now Simon Witt, he's going to go down the inside on Drobos Zarjevic on the center rest, is once again trying to catch up, trying to go for it, and he clears the move done. Drobos Zarjevic is now dropping back to his original starting spot in 8th place. And I think he probably might have another chance. He's closing up. He's going to try to dive down inside on Desilio Delago. No, it wasn't enough. Oh, big tech slapper there for Drobos Zarjevic. He came a little bit under pressure there for from Simon Witt. And there he goes. Sepp Plebs just slowing down, buying his time. I think you could see there the field's getting close. Tim Anderson now overtakes his teammate Jafari Blackwood. I think that was on the first corner. Yeah, center S is the change. Jafari Blackwood. Is Tim Anderson is literally going for 2 for 2 here. He's gonna go for 2 in a row for the race wins. But here we go. We'll see what happens here. Jafari Blackwood in 2nd place. Prem Pilch running low on fuel. The low fuel indicator came in now. Glazers as well. Well, Plebs, nothing happened yet. Petrosjan coming in for him. So it could be a little bit concerning. Tim Anderson into the pit lane this lap. Jafari Blackwood staying out. Petrosjan, fastest lap time. He's closing up on Sepp Plebs so much. Plebs not even coming in for the pit stop yet, so it's all on the line here for Petrosjan. He's about a second away from Plebs. You see Witt also trying to catch up there. Drobos Zarjevic in 8th, Tuamela in 9th, Wilson in 10th. Wilson trying to overtake Noah Tuamela now. I think she might try to go for it. No. Wasn't enough gaps. Walter Wagner actually up 6 positions from his starting spot, which is really nice for the British driver in a Ferrari's camp. They're lifting for starting at 12. Mitch Johnson actually up 1 spot in 13th, but still nowhere to be in the point scoring position, unless if something dramatic happens. And here we go. Petrosjan closing up to about 9/10 of a second. This is probably the move for the championship. We'll see what happens. It's now 7/10 of a gap. It's now down to 6/10 of a second. Now down to 5/10 of a second. Could he go for it? I think he might not have enough gap, and he's going to the pits this lap, and he sets another faster lap to 1:15.766. Plebs still hanging on there, but Petrosjan, he's going to go to the pits this lap. He's still catching up on Sepp Plebs though. You can see there 4/10 of a second. Now it's back down to 5/10 of a second. And ooh, big slide off there, but he has to stay in Plebs' range, so he could possibly overtake him. But he's slowed down because he needs to go into the pit lane. Plebs not pitting. He's gunning for a win now, and here goes Blackwood in P1. Oh, Pilch. Wait, what? Oh, Tim Anderson now into the pit lane. He already pitted, but man, Prem Pilch, a little bit scary moment there. He just braked a little bit too much, hit the grass. Oh, let's have a look on board with him. Yep. Oh, hit the grass. Yeah, still be able to control the car and get back on track. Jafari Blackwood now being under attack by Prem Pilch. The pit lane is probably going to decide everything here in this stopped. So we'll see what happens. Sepp Plebs leading away. He's going to need 1 more lap to fuel to extend his chances of winning the championship. And here we go into P1. Blackwood into the pit lane. Here comes Glazers as well. Petrosjan just right there, and fortunately his box were pretty close to the pit entry, so this could be okay for him. 4.6 sec, but he's being held up quite severely. Ooh, is that gonna be Is that gonna hurt his chances though? I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see for Petrosian. But for Plebs, he needs to go for it. He just needs absolutely every ounce of his ability now. You can see that Tim Anderson 29 seconds away. If he wants to overtake for the lead, he must go for it. So, but obviously you're gonna lose time in the pit exit as well. So he has to give it all on this in lap. Meanwhile, there, Mitch Johnson up into 5th place. And Walter Wagner in 4th, Flunger Wilson in 3rd. And then Vid, just right behind Plebs, his colleagues back at Red Bull factory team. Here we go, Seb Plebs into the pit lane. Tim Anderson has 31 second gap. Would this be enough for Plebs to go for it? We'll only have about 5 laps left to go. Plebs now into the pit lane. What time is he gonna get? It's gonna be some good time. 3.93. That's a quick stop there for the German driver. Could he overjump there? There you can see the McLaren's now up in just about into the starting straight now. And you see now it's going to be really close there. Plebs trying to go for 2nd place. Oh, he slows down quite severely. Tim Anderson. Now it's just, it's not going to be enough. Tim Anderson's going to stay in the lead. Blackwood in 2nd. Primopoch in 3rd. Plebs in 4th. Glazos in 5th. And Petrosian is now in 6th place again, but that is a big gap for him to catch up to Panos Glazos. If he would want to win the championship, he has to overtake Panos Glazos no matter what. And you can see on the other occasions here, Mitch Johnson dropping back to 15th place. It's affecting his championship hunts as well, but... And here he goes now, Matthew Falcon down the inside on the Diabakis. It's just really getting more intense as we go along. Diabakis around the outside of the manual driver and then back on the inside of turn 9. I think he might got the move done. Not yet. And I think he might just done it. Yes, he does. But Mitch Johnson taking advantage of those two being caught napping. And Johnson takes up P14. But the most worrying situation there for everyone is, you can see there, Petrosian. Could he be able to catch up with this massive amount of gap for him? I mean, would it be enough? I don't know, but he's closing in on Plebs though. So he might gain some time. But you see that if he kept battling with Seb Plebs, he probably just being caught napping by Petrosian though. But but it's really long gap there. You can see it's now stretched to 6 seconds gap. If Glazos and Plebs still keep fighting, well, that's gonna give a chance to Petrosian to catch up. But would it be enough though? Because we only have 3 laps to go in this race. So much more intense now. Tim Anderson in 1st place, and I think Jafari Blackwood in 2nd place. They're probably going to secure the Constructors' Championship for McLaren Honda. The first time that they got in the IWTR series. Here we go, 2 to go. Plebs in 4th. He's probably running out of hopes now for his championship hunts. There you see Petrosian 5.3. He's actually catching up, kind of catching up a bit. But now there it is, Drobozarjevic coming to play once again. And now Glazos slowing down a little bit with the gap being like this. That's going to be good for Petrosian, so he could catch up even more now. But still, look at that. That's still quite a severe gap there. The 2 to go in this race. I don't know, would it be enough? I don't think it might be enough though. Tim Anderson in... oh my god. It's just so intense. It's just really, you know. And then Anderson now just coming around the final corner. Jafari Blackwood is going to secure the 2nd place, maybe. But if Pilch has enough got to go for it, I guess he probably would. But here it goes. Final lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Tim Anderson takes the final lap, and Blackwood in second place, and then Pilch in third. Plebs in fourth. Oh, big side coming off there. I think it was Prem and Pilch. That's about 5.1 seconds. If Glazos make any mistake, it's Petrosyan chance to go for. But here he goes. Anderson in P1, Blackwood in second, Pilch going okay in third, and then Plebs in fourth. Glazos no problems at all of navigating to those corners. There you see there, Petrosyan 6.2. I don't think that might be enough for the championship. But if anything could happen there. Here it goes, and I think that Anderson, yeah, after all, he might lost a championship hunt. He might lost in a championship hunt, but he's still gonna end on a solid note here. Coming around into the Jung Sao corner. And here he goes. Tim Anderson rounds a couple of corners now. And he will definitely be quite delighted because he's going for 2 in a row at the Canadian Grand Prix and also the Brazilian Grand Prix. He wins the Brazilian Grand Prix for Tim Anderson. Jafari Blackwood second place. Another podium for him. And then Prem and Pilch in third, Plebs in fourth, Glazos in fifth. Petrosyan is not gonna be enough for the championship, which that means, there it is. He's coming around the final corner. Mitch Johnson wins the IWTR World Formula Series Season 3 Championship by only just, I think, 2 points. Whoa. Well, that was an intense one. That is an intense one there for this season finale. But somehow Mitch Johnson, even though he didn't score any points at all in this race, the luck wouldn't be on Petrosyan's sides, or even set Pleb sides as well. Mitch Johnson, the dominating Sauber driver, 3 wins, massive. I think quite amount of the podiums as well for Mitch Johnson. He takes home the victory for the Drivers' Championship, and for the Constructors, I still can't believe that being finalized with all of the points, all of that. But somehow Sauber is your IWTR World Formula Series Season 3 Constructors Championship. They won by just only 2 points. It's absolutely unheard of. From just, trying all those times that they won I only thought that they would have won only the Drivers' Championship with Mitch Johnson, but somehow Prem and Pilch is the lone saving grace for the team. Absolutely insane. So now that means Sauber is going to get a second Drivers' and Constructors' Championship in 3 seasons. Well, that is probably a big milestone for them, I would say. So now they're getting 2 Constructors' Championship in 3 seasons, which is insane for them. After all the collective of the points, which will be announced in the point systems as well. So, wow, unbelievable. What a season it was, what a season it is. It is just absolutely chaotic. From the start of the season, and I mean the start of the season wasn't that bad, but still it's quite a mediocre race. But the rest of the season is just like, what is going on with the the drivers? Yeah, but man, it's just, I have no words for this one, but still, it is quite a titanic season that we have. We just end with close points, close points finish in the Drivers' Championship, and possibly even the Constructors Championship as well, but congrats for both Sauber and Mitch Johnson as well for the championships. Wow, what a season it has been for season 3. As we later on, later on, we know that the Formula 3 and GB/GB3 series will be coming in the next season of IWTR in season 4, and in the next season of on this World Formula Series, what will it change? What will happen? We'll wait and see about that. And it's been a pleasure to have you with us in the IWTR family, and also with everyone in support for either in Discord server or everyone's being a driver or a free agent who's waiting in the wings to be the next World Formula Series driver. But we'll see what will happen in the next season. So that is it for our broadcast. So if you like this kind of content and want to see more of these, make sure to subscribe to the International Motor Racing channel. You can give a like, a share, or subscribe, or hit that notification bell so you don't miss out any of our videos and contents that will be coming to you in the future. And if you'd like to join this league, I'll put the Discord link in the description below. That's it from me today. I've been Pauser, your host and your commentator, signing off for this season. Goodbye.